Hello, everyone. It's Jayden for Student Pages. Hope you're all doing well today. We have a very, very special interview for you guys today. We are here with the ringleaders of the alt pop rock internet satire band Confetti, Conrad and Fetti. How are we doing, guys?
Doing amazing, man. Doing amazing. Thank you for the interview today.
Absolutely my pleasure. Fetti, how are we doing?
Yeah, I'm good. We met at university quite a while ago. Both realized that we like making music, and I was just starting to figure out production stuff, and Conrad was starting to figure out like songwriting and singing, and we were like, yeah, we should hang out. And then from there, we just kind of kept hanging out, finished college, and then went out to Los Angeles and kept making music together. And we were making music for other people and trying to write songs for other artists. And then we realized while doing that, we sort of realized we had our own sort of style together. Yeah. Then we decided, well, we should maybe launch a project. And so we started Confetti.
Interesting. I mean, I always thought that you guys were literally from another planet. At least that's what
You know
people seem
what?
to be aware.
I should have said that. I just didn't.
I will
Yeah.
say sometimes it's hard to keep our story straight. And then also, I just want to point out the fact that how you've infiltrated Fetty's subconscious. He said we met at university. I feel like that's such a UK thing to say. I feel like if we were being interviewed by like an American, like he would just say college. But here's Fetty is
I adapt.
university. Did you know you did
Clearly.
that?
Yeah, of course. Of course I know what I'm doing, Conrad. I
We met
adapt.
at university.
Exactly.
Come
No,
I
on,
don't know whether to
dude.
be offended or what here.
I
What
would
am
be
I bringing out
offended,
here?
Jaden. I would be
we
offended.
met we met at a frat in college, bro. Yeah, like
At Oxford.
yeah, no, we met at yeah. Anyways.
Right,
Thanks.
nice one. So at least we know now. All right, so you guys have got the EP at 2.5, the B-sides out in literally a few days. You've already got a few of the songs out like Hang Time. How did you make the decision on what to keep in the main album and what to put in the B-sides? And what was sort of the inspiration for that whole release?
If I'm remembering correctly, we just no, we were fresh off Act One, and we were, trying to decide what comes next. And Fetty and I get together. We live remote now, at least temporarily. Fingers crossed. Whenever we get together, we're always obviously making music and trying to figure out what's coming next in the Confetti world. We just started creating. We just started writing whatever kind of came to our heads. And then ultimately, the more we made, the more the project kind of started to reveal itself. And then we were like, oh, this, we're getting pretty spacey and existential with these songs. Maybe we need to like commit to that. And so we did. And, there were certain songs that just didn't quite fit with the theme. And that's ultimately how we decided what kind of was going to go on the B-sides, because we really love those songs, just as much, and in some cases maybe even more than some of the songs that even made it on the album. But I think it was a creative choice that we made. We wanted the album to be very thematic, a concept album. And these other songs were just too good to let die on our hard drives. So
Yeah, I'm so glad they didn't get scrapped. I mean, like, Pipe Dream's a banger.
thank you, dude.
Thanks,
Thank you.
dude.
Fetty
Yeah.
snapped on production on that one, especially. I will give mad props to Fetty.
It was a drum and bass kind of day. But yeah, no, feelings mutual. I mean, we are like, why hold these back from the public? Like they're some, even if they're like half finished, they're still worth kind of putting in the universe. Like for, yeah, if you like Pipe Dream, we're glad that, you had a chance to listen to it and enjoy it and stuff rather than just kind of being in the trash forever. So yeah.
Yeah, no, lost media is like one of the worst things to happen always. So I think it's kind of great that you didn't let them die
Yeah,
out, I
share
guess.
share the art. Yeah.
100%.
So moving on then to you guys' success, like, I mentioned it before we started the interview that you guys got right now into the Fortnite Nintendo Switch trailer. I mean, Ghost went viral on TikTok. I think it's got like over 200 million streams now. How has it all felt to you guys? That must be pretty mind blowing to be popping up in places like this.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think we definitely took it for granted. I don't think we realized how much was happening when it was happening, because we were kind of releasing stuff through COVID. I think Ghost came out like maybe I don't know, right before COVID happened or something, and
2019.
yeah, 2019. So right before, and then everything in the world started going to shit, right? Except for except for our songs somehow started to
Yeah.
thrive during that period. And yeah, I think just through the craziness of the world, we just got lost in how cool everything was. And I mean, obviously, we're very grateful and thankful for everything that's happened and gives us a reason to make more stuff, and we couldn't be more excited about the new stuff that we're working on. Yeah, man, it is wild to see, and just all over the world, people listening. Like when we were in Europe touring, and people were jamming out to our songs, singing every lyric in like foreign countries that speak a different language. Like that's just insane and definitely hits you.
It's easy to, especially through COVID and such an internet kind of driven couple of years there, like you just see numbers, right? We were just seeing streams and we were seeing numbers and we were seeing followers and we were seeing people in our Discord and stuff, not realizing that like those are tangibly like real people. And to Conrad's point, I think when we went on tour last year, we're like, oh shit, like this is like, it's like a real thing. So we're definitely trying to ramp up a little bit and lean in.
Yeah, no, I mean, COVID was great for you guys. I mean, the re-release of People Suck with the 2020 lyrics is so funny. It's
Thank
hilarious.
you, man. Thank you. Yeah, we've been banned in all Asian countries because of our attacks on.
We may have said some not so nice things about China during that remix, but that's okay.
Sorry, China. We would love to come.
Blacklisted now.
We've been blacklisted, dude.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the tour as well, obviously, like you sort of mentioned, that was absolutely massive. Saw the photos with the crowds and stuff. In fact, I was meant to come to the London one actually, but unfortunately, last minute, like sort of wasn't to be. But yeah, it's like you guys have got round 2 planned for this year, I believe. So what can we sort of expect for that?
Fetti, you want to start this one off?
Wait, was it about? Sorry, did you ask about tour or just this year in general? I spaced
Well,
out.
just when you guys are planning on going on tour, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we're so close to be able to actually announce it, but I think we definitely have very strong intentions on coming back to Europe this fall. As soon as we can share more, we'll share more. Yeah, we definitely want to go back. We definitely want to start doing shows in the States as well. We've talked about it and Conrad mentioned it earlier, but we're doing these B-sides next week, and then we're starting to roll out Act 3 shortly afterwards. So we got a big year ahead. We got shows planned and we got a whole album planned, and it's gonna be a fun like 9 months here.
Yeah, no rest is what I'm hearing.
No rest for the circus.
That's right, man.
Absolutely, someone's got to be leading it. All right, so sort of scaling it back to a more general question then, how would you guys personally describe your music, and like what do you think makes it stand out? Because it is very authentic and original. It's like, so how would you actually describe it? It's very out there.
Yeah, I think we were originally inspired by like 2000s kind of like rock pop stuff, like Blime, Everlast kind of vibes, and we wanted to take that and make it modern. And I think we really crushed it with like Rob a Bank especially, and a few others, and from there we just kind of like went off and kind of did whatever we were feeling, but like kind of under the same sonic scape. Yeah, I think we're just like a fun version, a fun, not so serious, but serious version of like all your favorite bands, I feel like when we were in LA working together and we were just making music and everything was so serious, and I think we got so sick of it, man. And we just I think we have personalities, and we wanted to let those shine, and we were like, let's do this through music and let's just fucking have fun and see what happens.
Yeah, you did right going over the whole like circus ringleader thing, because that is how the music feels, so that comes across so with such power and like intensity through the music and the beats and stuff. It's actually like insane.
Hell yeah. Appreciate that. We've definitely embraced the circus. We're not a traditional circus by any means. We would classify ourselves as like an internet circus. The world is a circus, man. We just want a little piece of it.
You'll see that when you come to a show. Conrad he blows up balloon animals during songs, and it gets a little nutty on stage. Yeah.
That was the debut of Take Your Pants Off, wasn't it? Like,
yes,
that was insane. Like, what a reveal.
Conrad did that.
Yeah. We
you actually did that as well. Yeah, I saw the videos.
Oh yeah. We were laughing. I think we were rehearsing, right, for the tour, and we were like, oh my god, wouldn't it be funny if I fucking like took my pants off, and then we were like, what if we made a song called Take My, and we teased it throughout the set, and we had fun with that, man. That was hilarious. I felt bad in some situations. We had some kids in the crowd. I was like, oh no, we committed to this bit. Like,
I think that works in Europe. I'm sure someone in America would have tried to sue us by now
yeah,
if we took our pants off in front of like 12-year-olds. Yeah.
We're a bit more uptight over here, to be honest. But I wouldn't worry. At least you're wearing something under the trousers. You know, I guess that's it'd been a nightmare if that wasn't the case. I'd just done
oh,
that.
can you imagine? Yeah.
Hey,
No, I can't imagine. That'd have been a nightmare.
any publicity is good publicity except for indecent exposure to children. That's not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Maybe let's try and avoid that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's lock in. Let's get serious again, right?
Good luck trying to lock in with us, dude.
Yeah, good luck, bro.
Real. Anyway, so you guys obviously, I'm assuming at least, haven't done this alone. It's like you've got each other throughout this whole thing. But is there anyone else in your life that's sort of been a big part in making Confetti what it is? Has there been, who's sort of been your biggest cheerleaders, I guess?
There's several.
There's Peanut. Peanut's been really inspirational to us.
Of course, Peanut. Yeah.
Yeah, he's more or less our father.
He is the father of Confetti.
Peanut, the elusive third member who's not a third member, but is a third member. Where is Peanut?
He's not quite ready. He's not camera ready this morning.
Not ready to reveal himself. That's fine. That's fine.
But he's here with me.
That's good. So Peanut's an elephant. How did that relationship even start?
It's actually a mystery to us as well.
Yeah, I just remember in Los Angeles when Fetti and I were trying to think of our band name. And, it was Fetti's birthday and we had confetti cake and we were like, holy shit, confetti. And at that moment, we knew that the elephant was the reason for our being, because elephants are just really smart. They're really cool.
They're wise and
very wise.
Yeah.
And what a great mascot, as well as a creator. So we really embraced it.
Stick together. And then we just had this vision of confetti popping out of the elephant trunk and we couldn't get it out of our heads. And we were like, all right, this is Peanut. This is Confetti. Off we went. So
he even made it into a song as well with Elephant in the Room.
Of course.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah. So big shout out to Peanut.
Yeah, shout out.
The founder of Confetti.
We love Peanut.
He ran for president. We ran a tough campaign,
There's other people that have helped us along the way. We're thankful for all of our different collaborators and producers and stuff on our songs, and family and Psycho the Clown and Mrs. Fetti as well. So there's a lot of people that help.
Absolutely. So if Confetti's a family, clearly.
Yeah.
And I always touch on sort of the bullying and criticism side of the music industry, but I wanted to touch on a recent incident when you guys got sponsored by Monster. Like, the comments were absolutely brutal, right? That was insane.
We loved it, and we knew that was going to happen. And we're not exactly a country artist, but we had like a friend that was, kind of like put our name in the hat to be on the radar. They had no idea what to expect when we showed up, but we came in and we did our thing, and they loved us there. I will say they loved us. They thought we were incredible. Part of Confetti is trolling, and that's essentially what we did. I think kind of went over people's heads, and we took advantage of that, and we love the hate, man. We think it's funny as shit.
I mean, it's the best way to approach it, really, because otherwise it's just going to get you down, right?
Oh yeah, no. I think like our track record and like our resume kind of speaks for itself at this point, and pretty unbothered by just like, dudes on the internet talking shit. Not really worried about it.
Confetti's not for everyone, but if Joe Schmo wants to call us whatever, white bros for Kamala or whatever, that's fine. But we have 1 billion streams, so fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, nerd.
That's too true. You got to rise above,
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like I keep jumping from like the most like stupid questions to the most serious stuff you've ever heard. But I promise I got a plan here, right?
Oh no, it's all good. Yeah, I'm glad you brought On the Radar up, because that was very an intentional move by us. I mean, we knew it was gonna go like that, and it just shocks us that people think that we're that naive.
Sometimes the sarcasm doesn't maybe cut through on the internet.
Yeah, it's tough for some people, for sure.
Yeah. Well, you made it work. Anyway, so you do have songs like Dear God that sort of have much sadder undertones. So I wonder, it's like getting a bit more personal. Have you guys had sort of any personal experience that sort of, was the inspiration for that kind of music? Because as I say, Dear God is this very sort of slow going, intense song that's really quite, I don't want to use the word spiritual, but that is kind of what I got from it. And it's like, where did that sort of come from?
Well, I think I'll start with this, Fetty.
Oh yeah, you champion that song for sure.
Yeah, we were on a writing trip in New York. I guess like at the time we wrote it, I just felt like I think the melody just kind of came to us when we were walking on the streets, and I was like, man, when you go to a place like New York and there's so many people and there's so many life experiences being lived around you at one time, it really puts things into perspective that the world is just so much bigger than you. And just with the chaos of the world and everything going on, I just feel like, believe it or not, Conrad is a religious man. I think Fetty is too. I'll let him speak for himself. I just think that, in a world that has gotten so crazy in so many different ways, I'm just like, where's God? Come on. What's going on?
Yeah.
Is God confetti? Like is God trolling us? I think in some ways maybe. I don't think we are God, by the way. I think that's insane to insinuate. But we will be starting a cult very soon, to which we expect you to follow, Jayden. But
Oh, anytime, guys, anytime. I'll be there.
yeah, good. Okay, good. But yeah, we just kind of tapped into that, and I think from personal experiences and just making it confetti, making it lighter, making the deep subject matter like more approachable, more vulnerable. I think that was a really fun one to write, and I'm glad it's resonated the way it has.
No, absolutely. It's definitely, at least in my opinion, it's probably the most sort of intense song you guys have done emotionally, I guess. Because as I say, so much of what you do is like very, jovial and is about this sort of circus-like nature. So when you do a song like that, it's like, wow, that's so out of the blue, but so powerful because of that.
Thank
Yeah, no, thank you, man. Very thankful for that song. It's like it's kind of our everlast, or what's our evergreen. The one that no matter what, we're always like pumped to perform or sing it or listen to it.
No, it's awesome. So social media we'll touch on as well because you guys have a ridiculous social media presence. Like probably again, like we sort of briefly talked about with the whole Monster collaboration that happened. You do have such a way with social media. So if you could summarize, how's that relationship with social media been for you guys since you started? Because being around a while, I've seen a lot of the changes in because the profile picture obviously used to be like a black and white elephant. Now it's this cartoony elephant. It's like there's been a big progression there, I guess. So how did you get to where you are now with social media?
Social media is a struggle for us. So it's a complicated relationship because while it's so necessary, we're also just like it's a lot to try and make content and figure out.
We're musicians, man. We're music guys. Social media is hard for us. I think sorry to interject. I think like when we first started Confetti, we started it as a joke. Like it was for fun, like we were making fun of ourselves and other people, and like I don't think we expected things to pop off the way they did. So like we were just very kind of shit posty and still are to a certain extent. But I think over time, as like more legitimacy has like come to the project, we're like, all right, we need to take this a little more serious because like this has become more serious. So yeah, we try to keep the fun and like the shit posty vibes for sure. But we definitely like, I don't know, like I think a fan made the first logo or something, or maybe. And then yeah, we got to where we just reached out to artists and we're like, hey, help us, kind of mold our look here a little bit more. And that's how we got our new cartoony elephant that looks a little tilted. That's our logo officially. And we got a lot of new surprises coming very soon for you with our identities, especially. So yeah, things are gonna get wild in the next couple months.
Interesting. I mean, right, with this next one, I'm gonna feel a bit like Nardwar. What can you tell me about your first release, Lil Yachty Was a Genius?
Nice one.
Damn.
Dude, I'd be terrified to do an interview with Narvor.
Oh God.
He'd go way deeper. This is good. Lil Yachty is a Genius is wait, when did that come out? What did we do? Can you refresh us? I know,
I genuinely haven't got a clue. I just saw it on SoundCloud.
Yeah.